So today is Sunday the 13th of February and it's been awful today. Um I like I washed my hair last night and then I was straightening it today and I combed it and some hairs come out and I thought, well, there's the beginning of it. And it didn't really faze me too much. And then I run my hand through my hair and an entire handful come out. And they've just been all over the place all day. Um I don't even think it's not even about my hair coming out. I think I just put myself into so much denial over everything that had happened that now that this is happening and there's no denying it. It's like coming out. Loads of it coming out. Um, I said that. Oh god, this is caught in my fingernails and everything. I said that I would, whenever the time came, I would like show myself shaving my head and stuff, but I honestly don't think I'm mentally prepared to do that. I need to shave it off because I can't keep on having handfuls of it coming out because it's so traumatizing. But I don't know whether I'm able to have like the process of like shaving it all off filmed. I don't even know what to say. Like this happened today at 10 past, sort of 10 past, 20 past 1. And I was going to my brother's house at 1:30. And I just went anyway. I needed to go, I needed to get out of the house. And it was just so hard to try and hold myself together in front of my nephew. Because he's only a baby and he doesn't need to see me sitting crying. But I just can't, there's no denying I'm sick now. I think I didn't come to terms with anything. I think I did just go into denial about everything. And each step of the way is like like the operation and the treatment and stuff happened and side effects and everything. Like I'm just feeling not that great today. And it's very, very real. And it's not a vanity thing. It's like a visual thing of how ill I am. And it sucks. Really, really sucks. I will try my very, very best to film this. Because the whole point of everything was to show everybody everything. But the amount of mental struggles I'm having lately, I'm like at my wit's end. It's it's how I would imagine someone that's like really suicidal feels. I don't feel that way at all. Because I don't want to die. That's the last thing, but just everything going on in my head is just too much to deal with at the minute. And I need to figure out a way of dealing with it because I don't want to die. That's the whole reason why I'm going through all these treatments and this stuff is happening to me. Just feels like you're stuck in a really hard place that you can't escape from. And no amount of talking about it's making it any better. Right, well, that is basically all I wanted to say. I will try my hardest to film shaving my head. I will. I just don't know if I can or not. Alright, well, I will talk to you again soon. Right, well, it is Saturday the 19th of February, and I left off the last time in a bit of a state. It was last Sunday, and my hair started coming out in my hands, and I just want to, like, explain a wee bit why I was in so much of a state. I'm not I don't care about how I look, you know what I mean? Having no hair isn't my issue. I think I'd been living in such amounts of denial to like get myself through that whenever my hair started falling out in my hands, I couldn't deny how sick I was anymore. So it was like a real shock to my system. I left off just a minute ago for you guys, but it was obviously nearly a week ago for me, saying that I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to film shaving my head and stuff, but I did, because ultimately I found that I want to show everything going through this entire experience, and if I cut bits like that out because it might be hard for me, well then there's no point in this entire vlog series. So I'm gonna insert the video now. It's 8 minutes long, and it is quite upsetting. So if you find that you're gonna be upset by that kind of thing, then just fast forward 8 minutes, because I just watched it back to make sure that the footage and everything was fine. I just recorded it on my phone. Again, there's no editing, nothing like that. Just to make sure there was sound and just the general checks that you make whenever you're putting a video together. And I cried watching myself, so obviously it'll be a wee bit more personal to me. But again, it could be triggering, so that is the official warning. I'm going to insert it now, and then afterwards I'll come back and I'll update you with everything that's went on this week. So again, if you're not comfortable with watching this kind of thing, skip ahead 8 minutes, and then you'll be back with me rambling an awful lot of nonsense at you. Let me see where it's all starting to get.
Deadly. It'll be easier for you to get it all tidy for you. You do have a good head form. You okay?
No. Because it's even falling out whenever I'm doing that.
Maybe a lot of like short journey dementia and stuff, but they'll be because I had to go over it so much.
I think you need to go up the back to feel it's longer than it does everywhere else.
Your hair kind of comes together here. Big, the big head right forward. As forward as you do that. I should
I don't know what I'm meant to fucking do with this.
Nothing. There's nothing else you can do with it.
So I told you that was going to be a bit of a hard watch, but again, ultimately I thought it was important. I have had a mental week. For good and bad reasons, I'll get into it and stuff, but we'll do the hair stuff first. I never expected like my hair would fall out so fast. My hair started coming out on day 11 after my first chemo session, and now basically 6 days later it's all but gone. So I'll insert photos and then I'll show you my head. The only reason it's not because of care how I look, it's because my head's cold. I'll insert photos now of the different stages of it coming out. It seemed to go like round the sides of my head first, and then the back, and now the top. And I look like some geography teacher because I'm like bald the whole way round here, but I've still like a patch of hair running around here. It's crazy. But again, like there'll be different photos up on the screen and stuff like that for you to see. And then I'll do my reveal now, but I have to put my hat back on. That's the only thing, because it said my head is cold. So he's ready. There we go. Near enough. Completely gone. Happened really fast. Again, I don't care what it looked like. It's my head is cold. All the time. Like there was a night during the week there that I had to go to sleep with a hat on because the window's right behind me in bed, and I'm trying to keep a constant sort of fresh air circulating through the bedroom just because I don't want to sit with stale air, having a low immune system and everything. So hold on a minute. It takes me a minute to put a hat back on because see the places on my head where I have hair, they're like bloody Velcro. So it's even a mission putting a hat back on. So hold on. It'd be good if I had like a wee patch of hair at the front that would act as like some way of holding the hat in place while I put it on. There, now my head's cozy. I'm telling you, Baldilocks and the three hairs, bald-headed problems. I never imagined how cold it would be, but it's not so bad now. That it's actually out. I would just rather it was all completely gone than, you know, like patchy and stuff. But it's just one of those things. At the rate that it's coming out every night, whenever I have my bath, like I'll use baby shampoo and then I'll go over my head with like a face cloth and it just lifts loads of hair out. So that's why it's going so fast. And I would prefer just to get it out. You know what I mean? Just get it out of my head rather than Velcro head. But what happened for me this week? There was good news. My baby niece was born on Thursday, Emma Jade. She was born at 16 minutes past 4 on Thursday, and that'll be my brother's second wee baby. So while his mum needed to have his mum, it's because I'm thinking of my nephew. Their mum needed. She had a lot of complications. She had a really hard time through both of her pregnancies with like preeclampsia and everything. So she had to have a section. So myself and Chris went and looked after my nephew Tom all day Thursday. He's only 13 months old and he is the most placid, pleasant wee baby ever. So I had him from 10 o'clock in the morning up till, well, he went to bed at 7, but we were there till 9 o'clock that night. And then I was there yesterday so that my brother could go up and visit and see mummy and baby. And then they came home today. But this week, basically, for me, has been spent the majority of it up in my brother's house, looking after my nephew. And it like really has lifted my spirits massively. Definitely takes, like, it puts you into a better frame of mind, you know, whenever you have a wee happy bubbly baby. But he's gonna know me as Auntie Alana and the amazing vanishing hair, because I swear every time I have seen that child over like the past load of weeks, every time he sees me, I've less and less hair. And I was worried whenever my hair started falling out and I just decided to shave it off. I was like, am I going to frighten him? Like, will he be frightened of me? And my brother's like, no, definitely not. But I was scared of him being frightened of me. I was like, I can wear a wig. And he's like, you'll be fine, honestly. And then Chris said to me, do you not think it'll be more frightening if you come in with her and he pulls it off? And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't think that would frighten him, but he might think that everybody's hair comes off then and, you know, take to pulling people's hair. So my fears weren't realised because every time I've seen him again over the last sort of week or more, and my hair's been shorter to the point now where I'm basically bald, he thinks it's a hoot. Like, he looks at me a wee bit strange, then he realises, and then he wants to feel it, and he just laughs at me. So that, like, lifted a weight off my mind, because the last thing I want to do is make my baby nephew frightened of me, you know? But he doesn't care. He knows who I am. He loves me. He was great for us whenever we were looking after him. I was quite worried in case, because his mum had been in hospital previously. My brother said that he had like some separation anxiety going on, so I thought, flip me, whenever like his mum and his dad are not in the house and it's just me and Chris, is he gonna freak out and be dead stressed? And he didn't even notice that we're gone. He was having a great time with us, so that really did lift my mood. Then yesterday I did go to my brother's, obviously, to babysit for a while. Sorry, that's my phone, forgot to put it on silent. Terrible YouTuber. A district nurse just called out and surprised me, and it's because they're so short staffed that no one could come on Monday, so she had to come yesterday to change my dressing and stuff like that. But I've been having like quite a bit of pain around the actual where the PICC line goes into my arm. It's not a clot or anything like that. It's not deep pain. It's like superficial pain. Like, I can feel it around the area where the tube goes in, and it's a bit red and stuff. It's not an infection either. I know what they're like because from being in hospital previously, I ended up getting an infection from an IV. My arm blew up, was roasting hot, bright red. This isn't. It's just red round where the tube goes in. So it was quite sore. So I phoned up just to check. Obviously, I was just like, I should just ring the helpline to be 100% sure. So I'm glad that I did anyway. Because before your next chemo session, the nurse is meant to come on Monday, and then I have my chemo on Wednesday, and they take blood on the Monday to check my levels to make sure that I'm fit to go through the chemo. So I'm glad that I did ring the helpline, because they said having blood taken on Friday is no good to them. So I need to go to hospital on Monday at 1:30 to have blood taken, and then they're going to like check out the line and stuff like that to make sure that everything's fine. They said everything should be 100% fine with it. If they can take blood and flush it, it's in the right place and there's nothing wrong with it. It just could be the dressing maybe that's angering my arm. But it did end up, whenever I was getting it changed, the line went into my arm and then she took it back, pulled it out a bit, and I'm like, isn't that like dangerous? You're not meant to like move these things. But they said, look, it's 100% fine, we'll check everything on Monday. So that's where I'm going on Monday. And then I have chemo again on Wednesday. But I don't know a time or anything like that. They said they would phone me on Tuesday for like a review, and then they would give me my time for Wednesday. Hold please, I need a drink, I'm very dry. Right. So pain wise and stuff, I have been very sore. Like my incision side and my rib cage here has been killing me, but I think that it's because whenever I had my surgery, they would have cut through muscle. I haven't really been using that muscle that much, and then lifting and carrying a baby about everywhere and, you know, taking care of like a wee small baby has just like strained me an awful lot. So I'm really, really tender and sore around there. And then again, the other arm sore with a PICC line. But that's really been everything that's happened to me. I say that way. Everything that has happened this week, not to me, like it's some kind of bad thing. But yeah, So I have a wee new baby niece, and I got to spend a load of time with my nephew, which was great because he's such a good baby. And I'm not just saying that because he's my nephew. He's just the most pleasant, placid wee thing ever. Very easy to look after. Like, very easy to look after. Didn't cry once, didn't whinge once. There was just not a problem with him at all. So I also said, like, obviously they're gonna have, I know that he's just turned 1 last month, but it's basically 2 kids, 1 and under, to look after. So I told my brother, like, if they need any help, we're there for them 100%. They don't live that far from us. They're like 5 minutes up the road. I just, whenever I have chemo, I'm not going to be good for a week after. Um, I like, I'm going, like, I'd hope to be back to streaming and all before this. But just with getting shingles, and then obviously my help being needed with my nephew and everything, and my family has to come first. There was no one else that could have done it, so I needed to be there. Um, I just haven't been able to get back to streaming. I will though. I'm hoping as soon as I get this next round of chemo over me, it shouldn't be anywhere near as bad as it was the last time, because it's so many different things happening to me the last time with shingles and all that kind of stuff. That it'll be an awful lot easier this time. I'll just give myself a week and then try and get back into it then. But I'm just gonna have to make everybody aware of the fact that I cannot commit to doing this, like streaming for 5 days a week the way that I was prior to everything, because I do have to take it on a day by day basis. And the last time that I tried to play the game that I play on stream, like, I was off stream, I was playing with a friend on theirs, and I took the biggest panic attack because it's a horror game. My heart rate raised slightly, and as soon as that happened, I just freaked out. I was nearly sick. I thought I was having a heart attack. It was horrendous. So I need to just take things as they come, you know, and I can't commit to anything at the minute. But I'll give it all I can. I'll try to get back into it ASAP, because it's not even a case of, like, people say, just, take your time, we're all here. No, but I miss everybody, I miss my community. I miss talking to people and having a laugh. So I want to be back, but I know that I can't push myself, because at the end of the day, I have to live in this body, and if I wear myself out, well, we've seen what happened. I tried to do too much after chemo the last time, not streaming or anything, but just trying to get up and act like everything was normal, and I put myself in hospital twice because of it. So I just need to listen to my body and realize that I have to live in this body for the rest of my life. I need to be kind to it, or else it's not going to serve me. So I've kind of made peace with that. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. I've this past 3 weeks since chemo, I've barely been on social media. I've been on Twitter, but I haven't really been on Discord at all. I've posted a few times on Instagram and stuff, but I have been trying to rest where I need it, and I've needed it. I definitely have. I told you guys that my doctor, because of shingles and everything, had put me back on the morphine tablets and then give me amitriptyline and stuff, because it was just so painful to be in my own body. I couldn't even sleep. So I stopped taking those, only took them for 2 days, I think. And then I was like, no, I just don't want this anymore. So I just swapped, I went back down to cocodamol. I took the amitriptyline 2 a night for about a week, and now I've went down to 1 a night, and then at the start of next week I'll just stop them, because I know with them you're meant to wean yourself off them. And that's what the doctor said anyway, so I'm weaning myself off them. The doctor hasn't told me to do that or anything, but I just feel like I don't want to be on them anymore. So if I don't have to be and I don't want to be, then I won't. But that's it pretty much for this week. Started very, very traumatizing, and then I just got into the swing of things, and I've accepted it. The only thing that's annoying me now is just the head freeze. The constant coldness on my head is just a pain. And I don't I've got wigs, and the NHS are giving me a wig that'll be just like my hair used to be before, you know, I cut it short and everything. But again, I'm not too bothered about wearing them. Like, if I have to go out somewhere and the public will see me, then I'll maybe wear one, just so that I just don't want people looking at me and feeling sorry for me, you know? Um, but at the minute, like, I'm happy to just slap on a hat and go. One thing was, I was saying to Chris, like, the one thing I'm not looking forward to is whenever my eyebrows fall out, because how are you going to tell, like, my expressions whenever I'm annoyed, whenever I'm surprised and happy? And he said, why don't you just draw them on really high and look surprised all the time? And then I was saying to him as well about my nose hairs that started to fall out, and my nose is just constantly like running. I'm having to like sniff and stuff. And he said to me, you know something, I wish that would happen to mine, because I feel like some kind of Chinese dragon with these sprouts that I have to constantly trim. Like, well, you're getting old, boy. You're not as young as you used to be. So anyway, right, I'm gonna wrap it up there anyway on like a nice, happy, positive note. Like next week's updates, I'll be as good as I can be up till Wednesday. Like when it will, I'll see on Wednesday whether I can actually film whenever I'm in there. I don't know whether they'll allow me or not. Just because it's like a big open room with loads of like spa beds everywhere. So I don't know whether that would be okay, because there's obviously going to be other people in there having their treatments at the same time, and maybe they don't want to be in film. But if I can't even, I'll just ask. I'll ask, and if I can take you along with me, then I definitely will. But it's really, really quick. It's not like an all day thing. It is like the longest part of it's probably waiting to go in. Last time I was sitting waiting for about an hour. They called me in. Then the pharmacist was talking to me while I was being injected with the different syringes of chemo, and the whole thing was like probably half an hour, and then I was out, and I felt fine until that night. So, but I'll try and record as much as possible on Wednesday, even if it's just me like saying, oh, feeling a bit bokeh or whatever. And then I'll just keep you up to date. I know for a fact that I'll be tired, because that's the one thing that I had the last time. I was just really, really tired. Then had the headaches and the sickness and stuff. But hopefully this time, knowing what I know now, that I can't take that. I think it's metoclopramide or something you call it. I can't take that. So hopefully, I've already informed them, I'll get a different kind of anti-sickness medication, and it'll make things an awful lot better. And I'll not feel like some ghostly apparition floating about the house. But anyway, again, I've threatened you enough with leaving. Now I'm actually going to do it. But thank you all so much for watching. If you can like, comment, and subscribe, and share if you don't mind, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, helps push out to people that might need to see it. And until next Sunday, take care. I love you, and thank you so much for all your comments, because you guys really do lift my mood. See you later. Bye.